Why can't I just leave it standard? I've got so much sawdust up my nose. If I sneeze near an open flame, probably set myself on fire. The only way to find out is... I'm well impressed with that. Go me! Hi there guys, and welcome back to another video. Doing quite well these uploads. As you've seen in the last few videos, I have put the door speakers in, the dash has been completely cut apart and modified, and I just need to put the finishing touches on it. I'm hoping the weather's going to allow me to do that today, but time will tell. I need to go across, sand the whole thing. I have sort of sanded a bit of it, like the edges, but I need to just finish it off, sand the top and make it smooth. I need to countersink some of these screws because they are sticking out a little bit. I do like the way the screws are kind of just sort of adds that look, kind of goes with the rest of the van. I do need to finish this off. There's a bit of a lip up here where you can still see what's underneath. I just need to sort of finish it off. Do need to try and find some way of getting this to go down a bit lower, but that's all stuff that we're going to figure out and give this van a bit of a tidy. So it's starting to get quite messy, but luckily I've had a few days off of work. Anyway, that's not the important thing. I think the first thing we're going to get our teeth sunk into, trying to find out why this side is higher. Now I do know that it is sat on top of the cluster, but the whole thing at the back just seems to want to sit higher. It's now sat on this bit of wood. I can see the reflection it's sat on that bit. Hopefully this is a better angle. You can see there's like a little sticky outy bit just up there. When it goes to go push down, it seems to hit that. So I think I'm going to have to put a little bit of a relief in that piece of wood, and then that should sit down a bit nicer, and then focus on cutting the back bit. So I'll probably do that bit off the camera, and yeah, it's coming out all right. It's just these final little touches just to make it perfect. But yeah, I'll see you once I've cut more bits out of wood. Well, I've given up with that. It's now sat on the cluster. I've sanded and grinded back the back piece, and hopefully you can see when it goes to go down. You probably can't see that, but when it goes down, the whole cluster moves. So it's now sat on the cluster. So I think I'm gonna put a little bracket in that corner just to help pull it down. That's pretty much that bit done. I can't really do a lot more, but I do need to try and finish this bit off. As you can see, there's quite the gap. So what the plan was is I have got some spare, oh there it is, some more pallet wood, and I'm going to run another strip along here, sort of try and angle it so it goes down a little bit, sort of go right to the vents, maybe sort of notch around the vent a bit, and then that will be that finished. Yeah, I've got an idea in my head of how I want it to look. Just trying to make that idea work really. So I think the only thing to really do now, see if I got some cardboard, make a template out of the cardboard and then transfer it onto the wood. I think that's probably the best way of doing it, because I don't have a wonderful amount of wood left. I'm not 100% sure how this is going to work, so cardboard template it is. Well, I think I figured it out. So we've got a little piece of cardboard back here, and it's sat all nice through the whole way along. It's not long enough, but kind of sits all right-ish, and I think, yeah, pretty much half the size of a piece of wood. So get that, and then what I'm going to end up having to do, because it will end up sitting sort of up quite high, so I'll probably end up sanding the underneath down so it can try and sort of sit quite flush with the dash. Sand it down, mount it properly. Oh, I need to cut the holes for the cup holder things and for the tablet mount. Right, anyway, let's wait for the weather to go, then we get that bit cutted, one step at a time. So, cut the one piece. Need to sand the bottom just to make it go a bit more flat. But the off cut I had is pretty much perfect for the other side. So round the edge off, move over, probably cut this back a bit actually, and then round the edge off here, Sand the bottom down just to push it all the way down a bit more. Same on that side, and then all I got to do is find that bit. That went alright, I think. Got just, well, I got more than enough wood just to cut out the slither. So I think take a dash out, square that end off, possibly curve the edges, and I can keep going back sanding this until it gets down nice and flat. And just do that middle bit. That's gone better than I thought. In fact, I'm not going to do the edges, I'm going to do all that in one go. I think what I'm going to do is I don't know, I'm winging this. I don't know, let's try it. Well, me and the van are absolutely covered in sawdust, along with absolutely everything. Look at that, everywhere. But even in here, nice. But we have managed to get this piece done. Sat quite nicely. Once it's all screwed in, it'll be where it needs to be. That's kind of, not quite sure how you're going to see that on camera, but it's sloped up. I might try and slope it up a bit more to then match this piece, which is, like I said, going to all be cut around, made look pretty. So I think what I'm going to do the same over here, chop that down in half, angle the one edge, then I can make that middle piece, screw it all in, and then do all the niceness that go on along with it. The only problem is it makes an absolute mess. Everything's covered in dust, and that's one piece. I've still got to sand the whole dash. So I think what I'm going to do, close the van up nice and tight. Look at that, it's everywhere. Yeah, just going to crack on and hopefully get these bits sanded out nicely. We'll clean up a little bit and do all the little final finishing touches. And I'm actually quite pleased. Once it's all cut where it needs to be cut, this will kind of slope up quite nice. That's the last little bit that goes in the middle, but the dust is everywhere. So I'm going to try and get some of this off, get it out of my nose, have a little drink. Probably going to end up taking the dash out, screwing it all together outside of the van, and then sorting all the edges out. And I think once it's screwed together, pretty much done. Quite impressed with this. Well, I've done loads more cutting, grinding and sneezing off camera, but that is now connected. It probably doesn't look the best on camera, but this is where the fun bit begins, because as you can just about see there, that's sort of the angle I want it to start at. Now it's together, you can kind of see there's like a little bit of a lip just there. Same on the other side, and the same here. Sort of swoop that around, so it's got like a nice start. I'm not quite sure if that's right actually. And then go round, soften all the edges. I'm going to grind the heads of these screws off, because I don't need to see them like that. Soften them up. Actually, I might have some smaller screws. I might do that instead. Might even nail it. Anyway, but that's kind of how we're looking. I might see if I can get some wood and sort of put it up underneath the dash a little bit, because the edges, especially on this side, there's like a big gap, sort of. Right. That's basically where we're at. I keep stopping because I'm sneezing a lot. I love the look of that. It's just all the final touches now. And I think it'll look awesome once it's actually sanded completely. But step by step. But step by step, I'm going to have a drink. Probably try and tidy some of this lot up, because there's just dust and crap everywhere. And yeah, I'll show you once I've actually got a little bit further. It's just taken me a while because all this dust up my face is... Bleh. It's taking me a little bit longer because I've sort of got to keep putting it in and out, and it's just a pain. Anyway, I'll let you know when I got something more to show you. Well, I've had a little something to eat, and I've sanded and sanded and sanded. It's just crap everywhere. But this dash is completely sanded, all of the edges. You can run your hand over this until your heart's content. In fact, there's one little bit just there actually. But this thing is lovely and smooth. I do need to try and do an edge piece for that bit, just to try and cover that gap. And the same over here, let's do a little finishing bit that goes in there. But that's going to be the sort of thing that I'm going to put in after it's fully mounted, and it's just going to be something that sits in there. But I'm well impressed with this. It goes along with the van very well. This wood top just ties it all in a bit. Just absolutely hate having sawdust everywhere. But before I go too much further, I want to cut some cup holders, because obviously the speakers used to go there and there's now some big gaping holes. Well, having a little bit of a dilemma, because for it to go in, obviously it's got to clear all the vents and stuff, but if it goes back too far, I mean, I've got it there, if it goes back too far I can't get the cup in. If it comes too far forward, it's going to foul on the vents. Anyway, let's just screw a hole in my freshly made dash. Why can't I just leave it standard? Well, I've cut and I've cut and I've cut again, and I made a hole, and the hole fits the can. But will it work inside the dash? The only way to find out is to put the dash back in. Gets me said can. Hey, that fits quite well. I will... Where does that go? That way. Oh, that fits very nice. How cool is that? I will be going across and softening all the edges just to make it a bit nicer. Obviously there is still that vent, the vent pipe that still needs to be connected. And then I need to measure a normal can. Obviously you don't want it to go down any further than that really. If I put something underneath it, I'll hold the can about there. Hang on, hang a banger. Get this vent back out. So we say about there. Yeah. That's obviously not going to go anywhere. And then the same. Yeah. And that's the width of my finger was underneath that. This is coming out really well. So I'm going to go across, sand all this and try and figure that out. I'm going to also do the same on the other side. I'm well impressed with that. Go me. Well, I'm really hoping that this footage is turning out alright, because I'm sort of getting myself in the zone a little bit and forgetting to film. But I've now cut both the holes, so now the driver and the passenger can have their drinks in, and even good, that's the driver's side one, can put a can in, can put a taller energy drinks a little bit, but I can handle that. Or I like to drink coffee, especially in the morning on the way to work. Even that can fit in lovely. 1313 sticker, obviously. So I'm going to put a dash in, and hopefully this all works as I hoped. One way of finding out. It is in. And I am sweaty. And then all I need to do now is put that little bracket, push that down to where it needs to go. And that looks awesome. I am well impressed with that. I need to clean all of this up because it is an absolute, there's dust everywhere. But I'm pleased. It's come out very well. Let's get that looking better. It's officially done. Sat where it needs to. Got nice cup holders. Yeah. Oh, I gotta put those vents back in. Glad I came back here. Gotta put those vents back in. But anyway, I'm gonna call this video for now. I think that's enough for one day. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the dash build. I have. But I'm really pleased about how this has turned out. Very pleased. But we're gonna call it. We're gonna get tidied up. We're gonna get done. By we, I mean I. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little series. The series isn't over yet, but I might just get a few other jobs done first. I've got some other stuff that needs to be done, and it's a lot less dusty. But thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please give it a massive thumbs up. It massively helps the channel. And obviously the more help you can give me, the more videos I can give you. But I'm going to get myself gone. Thank you very much as always, guys. Thank you for watching my dumbass. And as always, take it easy.